Alright, welcome to my second round of tutorials. Today I'm going to be doing Calico and Merle. I did a 20-minute video today and didn't set my screen to record. It was just this welcome screen the whole time. So I'm going to redo it. Hopefully it's not 20 minutes. So we'll set the screen up this time. I have my markings references. This one's flipped because it matches the direction of my lines. I'm keeping that on my second monitor. I have my list of markings and my lines. My shading is hidden for now because it's easier to do the markings that way. Alright, so first we load the selection that we saved in the first video. I'm not sure if you can hear my music. I'm listening to The Lion King. I don't think you can, but if you can, that's what it is. Alright. So for Calico, what I do is I duplicate the base layer, hit OK, and then I grab it and drag it to the top of my markings list. I have a weird brush, let me fix that. And then I change the color. Go away. For this you want to make sure that the alpha channel, which is what preserves opacity, is turned off. So for Calico, what I do is I simply erase the spots. Oops. Why is it doing that? Oh, here we go. Since I already did this today, I'm going to do a really quick, really sloppy version. But if you take your time and duplicate the spots on your reference, then it'll look really nice. I'm not going to worry about it this time. So you just duplicate it to your best of your ability. When it comes to markings, I think it's important to put your own personal touch on it. It truly doesn't have to be identical to Mweor's markings. I think people buying art really do like the artist's own flair on there. And remember, I'm just doing a really fast version since I've already done Calico for this for like 4 times. Clean up your edges. Add the little dots. I've suggested on my post before, buy a tablet. Pen pressure will be your best friend forever. They have cheaper ones. Mine was, it was a little over $300, I think, but I absolutely love it. I'll post a link to what kind I have in the post. Starting to look like Calico. If you have Photoshop, the keyboard shortcuts are really important. They will cut off so much time of your drawing. For changing the brush size, it's the bracket keys. I use them all the time, so you don't have to take your pen off the canvas. You can just tap those with your fingers. Alright, that looks okay, I guess. You could definitely spend a lot more time on your spots. I just was doing a quick version. So I duplicate the base layer again, which is right here. Press OK. This is going to do the 50% opacity above the Calico. This is super important. Make it the color you want. And right here is the opacity. We want to change that to 50, and that gives it that Calico look. You take the base and you merge it down. You rename Calico 3, and that gives us the transparent spots, the solid inner part, I guess. And that's how you do Calico. It looks pretty similar to what I did earlier. Alright, move that out of the way. The next marking is Merle. It's a really hard marking. I even thought about not offering it on my adoptables because it's so tough. This is it right here. So what I'm gonna do for Merle, just move that over to my second monitor, is I'm just gonna do the spots, the solid spots. And I've actually already done this, and I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to use what I did earlier. You can take a look at it. Just duplicate the spots as best you can. That's kind of what it looks like. Alright. I have, for this, make sure you do these on their own separate layers. It's so important. You want to do another layer on top of the spots. I duplicate my spots just so I have a backup in case I mess up. I'm glad I did because I can use them today because I did mess up. So you're going to pretty much have 2 layers, maybe 3. It depends. On Merle, some of these spots are solid and some of them get the little speckly bits. If you want it to be more accurate, you're going to have to use more layers. I'm just going to put speckly bits on all of it. Alright. I've actually made a Photoshop brush that's exclusively for Merle. I will post this brush on my post. I've sent it to my friend so she can test it for me to make sure it works. If I can't get the brush to work as a download, then I will tell you what settings I used to make this brush, which is this here. On your new layer you've created right here, you want to change that to 50%. Go away, brush. Alright. So you're going to kind of cover the Mweor with that new brush. The best thing about this is that it also works with the eraser tool. So you can erase where it needs to be erased. You can make it smaller. Make it bumpier. And then you go to your spots and you apply the eraser tool of the Merle brush to the spots. This is where if you don't want everything to be affected by this brush, you need more layers. Actually looks pretty good. We can compare it. It's close. Let's see how it looks. That's what I did earlier today. Alright, and then what you do is you take your layer, right click, and merge down. This creates one layer with all the transparencies preserved. So select and deselect. Don't forget to turn your shading back on. So there's Merle, and there's Calico. And I think that's all I have for you today. I'll try to post that brush, and I'll post my tablet model. And always, always, always save. Thanks for watching.